Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back with the season finale for season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know how hard it's been to avoid spoilers?
Yes, because I think I caught a couple actually this time. So
You did? Thankfully, it wasn't me this time.
Yeah. The thing is, I inadvertently was scrolling through Twitter and.
Should never do that.
Well, I've managed to avoid.
And I don't just mean after the season finale of a show that you really care about.
This is true. This is true.
But
But I saw a few things from a few people with the same screenshot, and I'm like, oh, might be a spoiler. Gotta go. And then I saw other people's, like, they posted, like, a meme that's, like, like, going through their faces of reaction through the episode. I'm like, I don't want to know. So
I was paranoid about not getting any spoilers, and I've had no less than 3 people message me on Facebook and want to talk about Mandalorian, and I've just had to ignore them because I can't really read their message in case there's a spoiler in it. So I posted something very generic saying, if you've tried to talk to me about Mandalorian, I'm avoiding you because I haven't watched it yet. Because Heidi worked on Friday night, we weren't able to watch it.
I worked Thursday night and Friday night.
That's right. So Saturday, which is when we're filming this, is the first that we've had a chance to react to it. Hopefully, you're seeing this on Sunday because I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to try to get it edited.
Get it edited.
I almost rapped. We were real close. Going to try to get it edited and put up for you as quickly as possible. Hopefully that means Sunday, maybe by latest Monday. But we know so many people already have their reactions up, and I haven't even watched any of those because I don't want to be spoiled on anything.
We've been like trying to even avoid the home screen on YouTube just because the screenshots could be spoilers.
So I told you that I wasn't going to tell you about my dream until we got here with you all.
You had a dream.
Yeah, apparently. So I had a dream about watching the Mandalorian finale because I've been so frantically trying to avoid spoilers. It's ridiculous. And of course, I'm telling you, I haven't been drinking, folks. I swear. My spoilery brain has seen so many theories and question marks and things, popping up on the internet long before we got to this point that I wanted to actively avoid. And so my head is filled with possibilities, but also very scared of learning the answers until I actually watch it. So last night I had a dream that I was watching The Mandalorian, but I was actually walking around on the set like I was there, like The Mandalorian was taking place all around me.
Oh my gosh.
Strangely, The Mandalorian not present in the dream, Grogu not present in the dream.
Don't like this.
Just my brain trying to fill in possibilities of, are we going to see more Jedi? Are we going to see more this, more that? So in my dream, it's so weird. My brain is so bizarre. In the dream, there was a Jedi. There were 2 Jedi. And so I'm desperately like walking around. I'm kind of walking behind them to figure out who they are. And I realized that one is Kylo Ren without his helmet, which makes no sense because Ben Solo would have been a little kid during the time of The Mandalorian. But there he was, full-grown Ben Solo, walking around in his Kylo Ren getup without the helmet. Next to him, because I've seen so many things on Twitter about people wanting Sebastian Stan to play young Luke Skywalker, was Sebastian Stan looking very much like Bucky with the long hair, but with like a really dark eyeliner, looking very emo and carrying a lightsaber and in all black. So neither of them look like a Jedi. They both look like Sith, but in my dream, they had been there to help. The funny thing, aside from that is that they had gathered up the villains of the episode and were going to transport them to prison or something, you would imagine. And but the villains were General Zod and his 2 helpers from Superman 2.
Pretty sure those 3 wouldn't be showing up.
No, but in the dream, I was like, I remember the feeling of, oh my gosh, I never saw that coming. I never would have thought about it. Of course, why would you?
I feel like that would be on the very lowest of the low possibilities.
But I woke up and instantly realized that it was a dream, and I was like, what is wrong with you, Jeff? It's just so obsessing over avoiding spoilers that my brain just took that and ran with it, I guess.
I would honestly love to have dreams like that because I work 12-hour shifts and then I sleep in between. And in my sleep, oftentimes I'm at work and I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, I already worked and I have to get up and go to work. And it's very, very frustrating.
And aside from her 12-hour shifts and sleeping during the day and all of the weird things that she's got going on, she also has to deal with me and our children. So she's got a lot on her plate, folks. We are going to not delay any further. We're going to jump into this season finale for season 2 of The Mandalorian. I don't know what to expect.
Same.
I haven't been spoiled. I'm very excited. We last left, we didn't get to see Grogu at all last episode.
Not even like a millisecond.
Instead, we got Bill Burr doing some pretty fantastic acting.
Yeah, I'm so glad that, like, we watch a lot of reactors also, and I'm so glad that literally everyone recognized how good he was in that role.
Yeah, his facial expressions during that scene, he did so much with his eyes and with his face. It was fantastic.
Yeah, so good.
So I was super happy with that episode, but we did not get to see Grogu. We know that he's being held by Moff Gideon, and we know that Din and his band of friends,
Merry men,
maybe some of them are women, but they could be
and
named
women.
Mary. I don't know, but no, they're on their way, and I believe Moff Gideon has a reason to be shook. Mm-hmm. Now, whether he has the sense enough to be shook is another question altogether.
Like I said last week, way too arrogant. He's not going to take that sort of threat seriously because he doesn't believe that he can be beaten. I mean, to get to that. So Moff is a really high level in the Empire's like hierarchy. So, I mean, to get to that level, he certainly didn't do it with his hands clean, and he had to have a certain amount of toughness and grit to make it and shine for his superiors. So he believes that he's good enough, and gosh darn it, who cares if nobody likes him?
Right. Also, to get to that level of power, you probably also have to have a little bit of a politician in you, and politicians never believe that they are capable of losing. Yeah. They always think entirely too highly of themselves. So we're going to jump into The Mandalorian. We're going to give you our thoughts as always. You're going to jump down in the comments and let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah.
If you want to see the uninterrupted, unedited version of this reaction, you can find that on Patreon. That link is always down in the description. If you're interested in donating to the channel to help us keep going through Cash App, that link is down there as well. But really, that's it. We're just going to jump right in, and then I can actually talk to people that have been messaging me.
And we can watch other people's reactions.
That's right. Here we go. Hi, guys.
I was on the Death Star.
Which one?
You think you're funny? Do you know how many millions were killed on those bases? Destroying your planet was a small price to pay to rid the galaxy of terrorism.
They took the child.
Who?
Moff Gideon.
You'll never find him.
We have his coordinates.
You can bring me to Moff Gideon.
Moff has a light cruiser. It could be helpful in your effort to regain Mandalore.
Oh.
You're dealing with a real Mandalorian now there, Boba.
Oh.
Gideon has a weapon that once belonged to me. It is an ancient weapon that can cut through anything. Almost anything. It cannot cut through pure Beskar. I will kill them off and retake what is rightfully mine. With the Darksaber restored to me, Mandalore will finally be within reach. Once we draw a crowd, you slip through the shadows, get the kid.
Those dark troopers, they're gonna be a real skink in the scud pie.
Their bay is on the way to the brig. Can he make it there before they deploy?
It's possible.
Here, take his code cylinder and seal off their holding bay.
Come on. Starbuck, you can do this.
Ooh.
Nice.
Any landing you can walk away from, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that very narrow margin.
Oh, yeah, they can do that.
Yeah. Kind of thinking not.
So we got a team of 4 women making their way through this thing.
Yep. I was thinking about it.
I know, and they haven't had to make a big deal about the fact that they're women or anything. They just gave us good characters that we know are capable.
Yep.
That's some great armor you got there, Stormtroopers.
It's really terrible.
Ooh.
No.
Ugh,
Oh no.
come on. Oh,
Right in
man.
the face. Come on.
So rough. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that Beskar spear might come in handy.
Maybe. Oof. Oh, this is so rough.
Jeez Louise. Any weak spots in there?
Yeah, that just might tickle.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
A twist.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Where's Gideon?
He went for that kid first thing. You know he did. As soon as he suspected something was going on.
Yep. Indeed. Oh. Oh.
Look what he did to me, Dad.
Poor baby.
Drop the blaster. Whoever wields this sword has the right to lay claim to the Mandalorian throne.
You keep it. I just want the kid.
Aw.
Very well.
Ugh. Yeah, Jedi, you are not, Moff.
Ooh. That Beskar's getting hot, though.
Off it goes. All right.
You're sparing my life. Well, this should be interesting.
Of course, also, you don't cuff a guy that big in front, but let's move on.
It's yours now.
What is?
The dark saber.
Because it has to be one in combat.
Oh. Oh, I forgot about that.
In order for her to wield the dark saber again, she would need to defeat you in combat.
Ugh,
I yield. It's yours.
that's not how it works. Dang it, I forgot about that.
It doesn't work that way. Without that blade, she's a pretender to the throne.
The ray shields have been breached. We're being boarded.
How many life forms?
None.
Oh,
Oh,
it's the Dark Troopers, because they can fly.
yeah. Now he has a dark saber. Ho, ho, ho.
I understood that reference.
You have an impressive fire team protecting you.
Shut up.
But I think we all know
Shut up.
after a valiant stand, everyone in this room will be dead.
I see an X-Wing.
X-Wing.
One X-Wing? Great. We're saved.
Well,
Identify yourself.
Who's driving?
what you feeling, Grogu? That is one saber, not two.
Yep. Yeah, be scared.
Uh-huh.
Be very
Oh, and
scared.
that is yellow. I mean, sorry, yellow,
Green.
green. Sorry.
Yeah. Be
I just meant not white.
extraordinarily scared.
Drop it.
Well, we can always just cut off your hand.
There you go, Kara.
Thank you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep. Because, first of all, the Jedi would just
Now,
get in.
That's an entrance. Wow.
I'll see you again. I promise.
Mm.
Aww. Uh-huh.
All right, pal. It's time to go.
Got something in your eye there, honey?
A little bit.
Don't be afraid.
Of course. Come on, we gotta go.
Okay. I just want to go on record saying I want to watch that again right now. We're not going to put you through that again, but I definitely want to see this again. I feel like I was so caught up in it that I know I missed a lot of things, but I just was so... As soon as we had a Jedi on deck, I was just like watching every detail, trying to figure out who it was.
And that was my spoiler.
Really?
I saw in a row 3 screenshots of him with the green saber in front of him. And I was like, please let that just be speculation, please. And I zipped past it. But as soon as I saw the X-Wing, I was like, that was my spoiler. But I will have to say, it did not make it any less exciting. I just, like, you know, I knew it was going to be him, but everything that he did up until from showing, just floating by in the X-Wing to just pillaging through those Dark Troopers, it was so cool to watch. It was very cool. But I would have liked to have been surprised to see him because nobody was expecting that.
Right.
Nobody was expecting that except me. So it's okay. So I know there's always like different schools of thought about spoilery things and posting and all that stuff. And the thing is, yeah, sometimes things are fair game, but also sometimes it's nice to, you know, give people a chance, at least, you know, like 48 to 72 hours to catch up because everybody else has a life and they have other things going on. Yeah. So I saw like the same screenshot, like 3 tweets in a row. I was like, no way, I'm just gonna, like, I'm turning off Twitter, I'm not looking at this anymore. But I did see that.
I saw one thumbnail. There was somebody holding a lightsaber, but there was a lot of speculation about that anyway.
Yeah.
But they had done it where they had taken all the color out of it.
Oh,
so you couldn't tell.
See.
So
Not,
that was better.
Yeah.
But I also didn't know if it was like speculation. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do thumbnails with
right,
like,
and that's the thing.
Who are we going to see? This person, this person, this person?
Like,
you know?
yeah, I mean, I'd heard
so I didn't really take it as a spoiler.
Right. I'd heard speculation about different people showing up, and
sure.
Of course, you know, whatever. But and that's why I was like, just please let that be speculation. Please let that be speculation. It wasn't speculation.
Yeah.
So, but it was still cool to see. But that's why, like, I wasn't saying anything while you were trying to figure out who it was because
sure.
I knew. So that's all.
Sure. Yeah. By the way, congratulations to Peyton Reed for directing a fantastic season finale.
Yeah, this was so good. So good. And it did
after his episode had been largely comedic earlier this season, with the frog lady and the eggs and all the stuff, I did not expect for him to be back because, you know, a lot of people don't direct 2, you know, in this series anyway, it's not often that they direct 2 episodes in a season.
Kind of a round robin.
But very cool, very great job with this. The technology's come a long way. I could still tell that we were looking at something that was digitally recreated, but it was so much better than Princess Leia in Rogue One.
They had to do what they had to do.
I get it. I get it. But this was done so much better. And I think having a real life R2 there too, it helps sell it a little bit. And the fact that it felt foreign anyway, because we were seeing Luke kind of in his prime after
we've seen him old.
We've seen him old, and then we saw him when he was trying to get to that level.
Right.
So seeing him at this level was pretty freaking amazing, but we also don't have a context for it. No. Aside from some fiction that's not really canonical now, we don't really have a vision of him at this level. So that helps me suspend my disbelief a little bit with that.
No, it was really awesome to watch.
I also want to say it's pretty
similar to his dad's little jaunt down the hallway in Rogue One.
Yes. And that's why I made the comment about making an entrance. That seems to be a thing they have in common. But I have to say that I'm glad to see that they took the risk of ending Grogu's story here, or at least putting it off for a while, because this show is called The Mandalorian. And I know some people were like, man, we're so focused on Baby Yoda.
Show. It's the Baby Yoda show.
Well, his name's Grogu, but also the fact that, yes, a lot of Grogu toys are being sold, a lot of merchandise or whatever. So not an easy cash cow to give up. No, but I'm glad that for the sake of story and us following Din Djarin and his path, that we got some closure to that. Now, if they bring the child back, if they bring Grogu back at some point in a season or two, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But and certainly I hope he escapes the purge that happens when Kylo Ren is born.
Yeah. But that Darksaber is pretty cool. I feel like that's a great toy making opportunity.
There are some of those already.
But it'll come. But can I speculate?
Sure. Put on your speculation hat and go to town.
We know that there is a season 3, and we do know it's going to premiere Christmas Day 2021.
Right.
Very excited about that. And I feel like
I'm not excited about waiting a year.
No, but this is how TV comes now.
Yep.
So it's fine. Everything's on demand, and this is one of the few shows that bucks the trend of dropping the entire series at once. So we are pretty darn fortunate to have at least a little bit of waiting in between and having it feel like a real TV show. So that's cool. My theory now on season 3, they set up our conflict already. They have set it up.
Mm-hmm.
We
know that Bo-Katan still needs that Darksaber.
She still needs that Darksaber. We know that they're two pretty rough and tough folk, trying to, but we also know that they're not enemies. So I feel like we're going to have some interesting interactions between the two of them over the course of season 3, where we have to figure out how she gets that back and how he
she may choose to use him in her effort to get there, and then figure out who holds the Darksaber later.
Yeah,
as long as they can get their people back and have Mandalore back in their control.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see more of Katie Sackhoff for sure in the future. We loved her on Battlestar Galactica. We, have liked her in a lot of different things. Yeah. So definitely glad to see her getting work. Glad to see Ming-Na back in this.
Melinda Ming it out.
Yeah, and Boba kind of disappeared, and it was a girl show for a lot of that fighting, which was really cool, because the reason I pointed that out was not to say, wow, check out the representation. It was because it was done right.
Yeah.
We've seen each of these women be spectacular on their own. We know what they're capable of. So when you put the 4 of them together, I don't have any doubt about how they're going to fare.
Right. And the thing is,
not, and nobody was like, I guess it's all girls. Nobody pointed it out. It wasn't all the female Avengers gathering in one thing for a girl power moment. It was just part of the story. It just worked.
Yeah.
Which to me is, as a male, what do I know? But to me is a much more empowering sort of moment.
Yeah.
Because it was a given based on what we've seen of their characters. They earned that moment. And aside from the fact that I just happened to notice that they're all females. It made total sense for me for those 4 to be doing what they were doing.
Yeah, and I was
kind of surprised Boba didn't come back though. At some point.
You know, he's got his own stuff going on. He was going to be the ride on the way out for sure.
Right.
But yeah, those of you guys who have watched any of our stuff before, especially our Avengers Endgame reaction or review, know that I was not impressed by that, girl power moment. Like, just the unlikelihood of that having to happen so that we could just frame all the female heroes in one shot. It was
it was fan servicey.
It was fan servicey, but not for this fan. I just found it kind of an eye roll moment, and I really didn't do anything for me. This is doing it right. This is having characters who you have seen separate apart and together, doing their thing, knowing they're tough, knowing they're capable, knowing that they can do the things, and they had a plan and they did it. That's it.
Yep.
That's all. And they just happen to be female, and that's fantastic.
Now, I didn't realize this until I started trying to scroll through. I noticed there was a lot of time at the end of this. Mm-hmm. Apparently, there's an extra scene after the credits. Didn't know that we were going to have that. Yeah. So as I was scrolling through, I kind of scrolled into the scene. So now we're going to stop. We're going to take a minute, watch this last scene, do our reaction, and then we'll talk about whatever we see here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's Jabba's palace.
It is.
Oh, hi there, Finnick.
Yeah, get out.
Skedaddle.
Enough of you. Coming. Yes.
Wow.
Excitement.
Okay. All right. And something that was not announced in our previous...
Look at them. Look at them. Giving us a little bit of a Christmas present drop.
Teaser, spoiler.
Yeah, I love it. Good.
Yeah, very interesting. Because I had heard rumors that we were going to get a Boba Fett series or mini-series.
And we even noticed in the announcements that we didn't hear about it.
Right.
But here it is.
Yeah, because they were saving it for that. Very cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
definitely seeing more of Boba and Fennec Shand. That seems pretty cool. And I guess we're going to get to learn a little bit about Fennec Shand's past when we see her in The Bad Batch.
Yep.
In animated form.
Yep.
And as I said, Ming-Na's confirmed that she's doing the voice for that character there as well.
Good on them for doing that. You know, why not? Why not have that same person so that you have that same voice? I can understand sometimes it's not possible, but this was, that would be the only choice that made any sense to me for that.
So we're left with a lot to process.
One more thing.
Sure.
Right in the beginning, the guy who was talking about the Death Star that he had served on it, it's kind of funny. There's I don't remember which comedian it was, or several comedians, or many different ways I've heard this, but it's talking about, do you know how many independent contractors were there on that second Death Star?
You're thinking of Clerks.
Yes, thank you. I am. And that's the thing. It's there were millions on both of those bases. So which side is better? And you go back to what's his name's character last week,
Bill Burr.
Yeah, and saying, who.
Yeah, it's all the same to the people on the ground.
Right.
They just want to live their lives and be left alone.
Who knows how many of those stormtroopers were conscripted? We don't know this. We don't know, if they volunteered, if they really meant to be part of the cause, or they were trying to escape a poor planet, a poor situation, a poor something, and then they wound up, just following their orders and on the Death Star dying while the rebels were blowing it up.
Right.
And so I can, I don't feel sad or sorry for that guy, but I do understand the point.
Right. And that's that war is not a respecter of persons.
Nope.
You never know who's going to die in a war. We refer then to Doctor Who's Zygon inversion speech, where, he's like, you never know who's going to pay, who's going to end up dead when you start this thing, when you get that ball rolling. And I think that's the point here. Yes, thousands upon thousands of people died on the Death Star, just like thousands upon thousands of people died on Alderaan. Neither one was a good choice.
Nope.
Neither one was great. But and then you have to go back to, well, who did what first? Well, that's kind of schoolyard stuff. That's kind of,
Yeah, you can solve a lot of problems just sitting down and talking about
better
them.
to talk first and figure the thing out and save as many lives as possible. I know that's not always possible, but a lot of times it is.
So just an interesting little, flip on the perspective that, the rebels are the heroes there. I mean, there were plenty of people who lost out because of those heroes.
And I like shows that are willing to ask philosophical questions and not try to answer them, but just leave you thinking about them.
Yep.
There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to unpack in this episode, and I think we're probably going to be doing that for some time.
Yes.
We've got a year to do it.
Yeah, so when we come back for The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1, or Chapter 17, we'll probably have a lot more well-rounded thoughts about this. This was just a phenomenal episode, so well directed, so well acted, so well put together. The beats, the story, the music, everything was, to me, just top-notch.
Yeah. Now, I will point you toward our podcast. That link is down in the description, because there we're going to be, on our next episode, we're going to be talking a lot about the Lucasfilm announcements. We're going to talk about some of the Marvel announcements and some of the things that we're looking forward to. And we'll probably talk more about The Mandalorian there.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is going to play into some of those things with its connections. So anyway, we invite you to join us there as well. We hope that you enjoyed this reaction. If you want to see the full unedited version, you can find that at Patreon. That link is always in the description down below. And I think that's going to do it for us. We're going to ponder this for a while. We're probably going to watch it again.
Yes.
And then we'll definitely be talking about it on the podcast. So we hope you join us there. And of course, we'll be back next season for Season 3 of The Mandalorian. We hope you don't wait that long to join us, though. We are going to be jumping into Season 2 of Farscape. We're going to be jumping into Season 2 of Deep Space Nine. Actually, Season 1 of Farscape hasn't even finished yet. We're still putting those up.
We also got WandaVision on tap.
That's right.
When that starts January 15th.
And we'll probably be reacting to all of the Marvel series as they come out. So we hope you'll join us for those. And we got a couple of surprises waiting around the corner as well. So we hope you stick it out with us.
Yeah,
and
2021 is going to be a big year.
That's right. And we love responding to you guys in the comments. We like those back and forth conversations. So please feel free to join us there as well. Until next time, folks.
Bye.